Hello, welcome this week. We've all got colds. The weather's turned. We're going to have a look at a set of spoons that are very rare for one particular reason. But the other reason that I'm looking at these spoons this week is this, which is I know I've upset lots of you over the last few months because you haven't really been able to see anything when I'm talking about it. And my editing skills and my knowledge of filmmaking is minimal. But I have purchased a close-up lens for the camera, and I've used it, and it works in a limited capacity. It's got a very narrow field of focus, and you have to hold it very steady, and sometimes it goes out of zoom. But I want to talk about these spoons and in detail some of the features of them, because I'm going to be able in the next video that follows to do a close-up of it all. So you'll actually be able to see all the things that I'm talking about, which is an enormous relief, hopefully. Although it is going to elongate the process of these videos. You're going to have to endure me for 3 or 4 minutes longer, but there we go. It's a small price to pay. Now the spoons, a complete, it's heartbreaking, this is a complete set of 5. There should be 6. There weren't when I found them. Where did I find them? I found them 15 or 16 years ago, if my memory serves me right, at the bottom of a box of very uninspiring assorted silver flatware in a little sale room in Shrewsbury, and everything else in the lot was rubbish. Hand on heart, absolute rubbish. But at the bottom of the box were these 5 teaspoons, and when I viewed them, my heart skipped a beat, and I determined there and then that they would be mine, even though I had to pay far too much money for them, even when I'd sold the rubbish. But you know, this is the world of antiques. They are, of course, Hanoverian pattern. We all know that. We all know that now if we watched all my bloody videos. Very nice, not reshaped, nice and flat. We're learning, aren't we? Always. A lot of you are going to get some very funny looks when you go to antique fairs and you start holding spoons like this and running your finger across the top. Don't worry, you can blame me. Say Bagot does it. That should endear you to the dealer that's selling them. I don't think. So they're all nice. So, yep. Okay, Michael, then. They're Hanoverian teaspoons. They are Georgian. They're George II. We can date them because they have an engrailed lion passant, which is the form, it's just the outline of the punch. It goes in at the sides and it has a crinkly bottom. And in London, only in London, that occurs from 1739 to 55. So all of this small work, teaspoons, tea tongs, other little bits and bobs that only had to have a lion passant struck on them or only had a lion passant struck on them, you can at least date them within that 16-year period because of this style of lion passant, which is enormously useful. They've got the maker's mark EB in script, and a bit like all teaspoons, you'll see that the mark is partially struck on them. On some you can see the top of the punch, on some you can see the bottom, so you need to look through the whole set to work it out. And Edward, the EB for Edward Bennett I. Now, it's interesting, we look, when you're looking at London goldsmiths, and I'll show you, it's bloody expensive these days, I can tell you. You have that, London Goldsmiths by Grimwade. It is the definitive text. I can put that out the way now. It is the definitive text, but it was written a long time ago, with all the available facts a long time ago, and things have been revised since. If you look in this book now, and you look up Edward Bennett I, there are 2 marks. There's an earlier mark with a crown, and there's this later script mark. The crowned mark, it will have Edward Bennett mentioned as a large worker, which infers that he made large things, salvers, plates, tankards, baskets, that sort of thing. The smaller mark he's down as a gold worker or goldsmith. So the truth is, if you actually look, what you have to do with Grimwade is then look at the biography, which is listed at the back of the goldsmith, and it will often tell you who they're apprenticed to. And Bennett was apprenticed to Samuel Hutton, and Samuel Hutton was a specialist spoon maker. His mark turns up on lots and lots and lots of tablespoons. Bennett's mark, both of them, I have seen on lots and lots and lots of spoons. I haven't seen it on gold work, haven't seen it on larger pieces. So Grimwade is where you go to find these makers if you don't know them. If you're just starting, it's an extremely good book to get. It's very expensive now. I think sometimes you have to pay, hundreds of pounds for a copy, but it will last a lifetime. Do it. You will never waste money buying a Grimwade. But just be aware that there are revisions. So actually what it should say is Edward Bennett, spoonmaker. But it doesn't, because that's not how he listed himself in various directories. He was large worker and then goldsmith. I digress. What is fabulous about these spoons? Is it, you say, Michael, because you've spotted me holding them, is it that they've got this lovely scroll or picture back? Picture backs really are scenes. Scroll backs are when it's just decoration. Is it these lovely scroll backs that made you want to buy them? Yes, they're very nice. But it isn't that. It is, now let me get them all together. You'll see all of this in close-up, I hope. If it works, it should work. See all of that in close-up. It's the back of them. They're initialed in a cartouche. And a lot of you are going, that's very nice, but so what? The so what is... And I've only ever seen it with these spoons. I've never seen it anywhere else. And I've looked since I bought these 16 years ago. So, yeah, I know there's probably some very old dealer or collector who will now turn round and say he's got, a drawer full of these. Great. I'd love to see them. But each one of these is engraved by the same person, the same hand, in Bennett's workshop. It's got the same initials, which are marriage initials, L over IM, and they're all in Rococo cartouches. But the thing that struck me on the day that I viewed them, all those years ago, is even though those cartouches from a distance all look like a wonderful set, each one is different. Each Rococo cartouche that surrounds these initials is completely differently done, and you'll see it in the close-up, because there's no point me trying to describe it now. You'll see it in the close-up, yet they work as a set, and I've never seen that. I've never seen it before I saw these spoons. I've never seen it since. It is remarkable. It is exceptional. It's a little tour de force, and I can only think that this is a really skilled engraver. And he's having a bit of fun. He's the Rococo, and these cartouches are very strongly influenced. Rococo cartouches is all about asymmetry and difference, and whoever's engraved these has just taken it to the absolute pinnacle and just sensitively done all of these. I mean, it is heartbreaking that I don't have the full set of 6, but to have 5 I think is enough. And they're wonderful things, and it goes to show that exceptional things don't have to be big. Exceptional pieces of Georgian silver don't have to cost a fortune. They never would cost a fortune. And they can be found, but they are rare. So I'm glad to show you those, and you'll see hopefully all the detail in the close-up video. You'll be able to see how crisp a picture back is when it's properly struck. You'll be able to see the patination of the spoons. Remember, all of these things are hand wrought at this period. It's quite easy to forget that when you see Victorian spoons, a lot of which have mechanical processes involved in their manufacture. But each one of these starts life as a small ingot of silver and is hammered out. So it's quite remarkable, just the amount of work to make the spoon in the first place, but then to see all the detail that's gone in to their decoration, and just the, I mean, is whimsy the right word? Maybe genius is. But the fabulous quality of the engraving on the back of those is something to marvel at. I should also state that these are not for sale. But I'm very happy to show them to you. And fingers crossed, all the close-up work, which will be in the video after this, if it works, will be clear as a bell. And then we can move forward. And each week we can, when I tell you, look at the detail of this, and you're peering at the screen going, Michael, I can't see it. You will know that moments after I've spoken, you can go to another film and you can see all the glorious detail. So fingers crossed, good antiques hunting. And my goodness, if you've got a set of spoons, teaspoons, tablespoons, whatever, with this type of engraving, these different, similar but different cartouches on the back of it, do let me know. So, and until next week, and of course the short video that follows this in close up, hopefully, fingers crossed, good antiques hunting and goodbye.